What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. Today, we're going to take a look at the cryptocurrency market with a valuation of $271 billion, Bitcoin dominance at 45%, and we're going to move on into the news here. So, blockchain and cryptocurrency business need a good publicist. This is coming from Forbes. They're saying basically there needs to be some improvement in this area. It's been a bad week, month, and year for the technology known as cryptocurrency. When they say year, they mean 2018. Earlier this week, Bitcoin's price plunged yet again after Twitter, Facebook, and Google announced they will no longer accept ads for initial coin offerings. Okay, so this is a crackdown on these products that are already created. Meanwhile, these same companies outside of Twitter are stepping into cryptocurrency and blockchain. So what does that tell you? Well, you can comment below and tell us what you think. So here's another bit of news. 5 cryptocurrency exchanges in Japan throw in the towel. So, projects and overly ambitious communities or, basically projects that tried to get into cryptocurrency that were not weatherproofed are falling off the wayside. So these exchanges, they had ambitious intentions, probably saw gold, and then this whole thing just kind of bottomed out, and now only the strong survive in this, and the strong are even being tested to their wits' end here. Some positive news here. You have Telegram attracting $850 million in second round of ICO. So the Telegram ICO is kicking butt and taking names. And here's another one from Cointelegraph that's kind of unique. MailChimp reportedly shuts down accounts related to crypto, prices drop. Okay, but is that necessarily related? I don't know. So very, very dull. What happened to India's white-hot cryptocurrency market? Well, we went from a point in time where we were turning people back, and now we can't get enough people to sign up, right? So exchanges couldn't handle the amount of volume that was coming in, and then I guess the Mt. Gox sell-off began, and some of this other stuff, and the market just couldn't keep up because exchanges were not strong enough to. I mean, there was times when I was trying to buy cryptocurrency in late December, January, and I couldn't even get through on KuCoin, Binance. I mean, a website is under high load when it just keeps timing out when you try to update a page. So just think, we went from that point to where we are now. It's kind of interesting, right? So overall, how do you guys feel about the market? Serious. All right. So on Altcoin Buzz, we have on Altcoin Buzz IO on Twitter, we put out a notice. We are onboarding cryptocurrency analysts to the channel. If interested, send an email to contact@altcoinbuzz.io. We are looking for people who are looking to do some analysis. Not everybody's that applies is gonna get picked, but we do like to build a team. And we're more than just a news aggregate and talking crypto. We're actually, at least from the way I perceive it, we're looking to innovate and create. And society as a whole just kind of needs to grow forward. And that's kind of where, if you want to keep up with what I'm talking about on Twitter, I'll just go through some of it. But if you want to hang out with me here on Twitter, Blockchain J. So this is my friend Simon here from Singapore. He's my guide. He invited me to go to an island in Indonesia to go party. I said, should I go? So I am still in Singapore. It's been raining all day. I went all the way down to the ferry terminal, but I forgot my passport because Singapore is another island, or from the island in the country of Indonesia. So I got to go retry that again, but I was trying to do that. So, I met this guy 2 times by chance. He's called himself Very Old Man. All right, what else was I saying? So, one of the more interesting aspects of blockchain that I've seen is this idea to redefine city life through smart city planning. Anyone interested in commissioning an exploratory community to initiate this alongside me? So I'm looking for people who are also like-minded in this area where you guys see this need to an urban modernization. And that means the way that we're transacting with money, the way that we're doing transport, the way that our infrastructure needs to be overhauled. And instead of overhauling it with the same old industrial mindset, we overhaul it with a more modern technological feel. And that's why I made this comment here yesterday where I said, I'm in crypto and blockchain because I'm bored with outdated, archaic systems that the baby boomers are forcing us to partake in. That makes absolutely no technological sense. Whatever happened to the concept of retirement, anyways? I mean, damn, even Favre retired. So what am I saying by this? I'm saying that we've got baby boomers who are out of touch. They don't have, like, some people. Some of these baby boomers are so proud of the fact they don't even have computers in their office, that they don't use emails, yet they're running nations that are running off of this infrastructure of technology, and they're so out of touch with it, yet they're making legislation that no wonder why we have such a hot mess going on, right? So that's why I say, no. Sometimes you got to retire. Like Favre, he didn't want to retire, okay, but he had to because he just couldn't. He just couldn't get the job done anymore. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy. I mean, we all wish Favre the best, and we wish these baby boomers that need to retire the best. But hey, time to go when time to go, man. You can't stay in there all the time. If even Peyton Manning retired, by golly. Jordan retired. Some of these guys that are still in office, guys and gals that are still in office and still calling shots, they just got to go because we got to modernize the system, and that's really what this whole movement's all about. Crypto is finance, which is what powers everything. Those who have the control the gold, they make the rules, right? That's the golden rule. So the gold is the money, right? So anyways, I got a lot to say on here. That's why I'm saying if you want to keep up with me also, you can keep up with me where I tweet about it. Sometimes I share it on the news. But one thing that I also found on Twitter here that I thought was kind of crazy. So this is not the official verified Bitcoin account, but everyone who comes into crypto when they're first coming in and they're on Twitter, they see Bitcoin and it says @Bitcoin. It's got like, I think 700,000 follows, right? 800,000. So it appears to be what you would think would be the real Bitcoin. But here's the thing. The people who manage this, I believe they're the Bitcoin Cash people, they're like very against Bitcoin. There are currently 1,121 Lightning nodes because Lightning Network requires each user to run a node. That is always online. It's safe to say the node count represents the total number of users. Can Lightning Network scale Bitcoin to billions of users? So Johnny T47 calls in Charlie Lee, and then all heck breaks loose on here where Bitcoin and Charlie Lee get into it. Charlie Lee eventually says, "You are a waste of time. Instead of flooding, why don't you do something production?" By the way, who's controlling the Bitcoin account? So, and then there's just tons of contention. There's lots of arguing taking place. I mean, we're just in these times where people aren't getting along, and it's really hard to be productive when everyone wants to, get into a point of finger and start a fight. I mean that because how are you supposed to get any sort of real traction in a market if there's too much arguing amongst each other, right? So if that doesn't fix, I mean, the people that already have the power, they're going to divide. So what's happening is divide and conquer, right? They divide the community and then they conquer the community. How do they divide them? Well, they, creating these problems. So it's not always an external force, although we would be saying that it is an external force because even though it appears to be an internal thing where people just can't get along and play nice, there's also external factors that have added on to this, and it's strategic, and that's that divide and conquer kind of theory. So let me know what you guys think of this market condition, this division that's taking place between people in the community, between Bitcoin and Lightning Network and Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. It's just crazy, man. And if anything, keep up with me on Twitter. I mean, I think the people who are following me on Twitter are not trolls. Like, I don't have any trolls following me on Twitter. And so for me, it's more of a place where I feel I can speak out to the community in a safe haven because the people who choose to follow me on Twitter allow me to be myself and not have to be so filtered. And I love doing YouTube videos. It's just Twitter, I feel like, is a really strong community that we've built on my personal Twitter and the Altcoin Buzz IO Twitter. So just throwing that out there. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. This is Jeff with Altcoin Buzz. You can subscribe to this channel if you like, and we'll see you guys.